If you're over 50 and you suffer with bladder leaks when you cough, laugh or move, I can assure you, you're certainly not alone. Maybe this is a new problem or maybe you've had it for years. But either way, the good news is the muscles that control that area can be strengthened, and in today's video, I'm going to show you how to do it. Now, it would be a huge understatement to say that bladder problems are common. And one of our recent videos on this topic was probably our most popular video over this whole past year. But that video only provided one exercise, and today I want to provide a whole routine for people that suffer with this problem that can be both embarrassing and hold you back from enjoying your life. So I'm going to show you the exercises now, but before I do, these exercises are not suitable for everyone. Please avoid any that cause you pain. So here is how to activate the pelvic floor, and we're going to do it in a very easy way to begin with and steadily make it harder throughout this routine. So we're going to do it sitting first, and I just want you to work out what it feels like to first activate and then fully relax your pelvic floor. And there's a graphic that will show up on the screen in a moment which will help you see it as I talk you through. So you're going to be sitting and no one's going to see anything happening. It's just you feeling it all working underneath you. And the pelvic floor is that sling of muscle that lives underneath your groin there. It connects sort of the front of your genitals and your core all the way down to the back passage as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off by activating the front of the pelvic floor. And the way we do this is by pretending you're weeing and you're just going to try and interrupt that flow of urine. So you're going to tense the muscles that would stop you from weeing and you're going to hold that contraction. Okay, have you got that contraction now? You should see on the screen now, that's the front of the body. As you keep that contraction, you're then going to move it underneath you to that space between the front and the back of your genitals. So we've got the contraction right underneath you now, you're holding it tight, and now we're going to move it even further behind you to your back passage, and you're going to squeeze your back passage as if you're trying to stop yourself from breaking wind. Hold that for a second, and then this is the key part, we're going to relax everything. So make sure everything fully relaxes, and you're going to fully relax that pelvic floor as if you're trying to relax the undercarriage of your body as if it's going to touch the chair. Okay, that's it. It's as simple as that. But that full relaxation is so important because many people end up just like this with their pelvic floor. They squeeze and squeeze and squeeze, but they never do the full relax, so they never get the full benefit. The pelvic floor is just like any other muscle in the body. If you work it through its full range, you'll get better results. So that's how to activate the pelvic floor. That's the principle we're going to be using throughout this video. Let's have a look at how to make this a little bit more challenging now. Now that you've mastered your pelvic floor contractions in a sitting position, let's do it in standing, which is a bit more challenging, but just one step up. So I want you to stand somewhere comfortably, feet about shoulder width apart, and we're going to do that same contraction again. So start right from the front, close off the flow of wee, hold it for a second, move that contraction back behind you, and now stop yourself from passing wind. Hold that for a second and then fully relax everything. And I want you to imagine that pelvic floor sinking right down to the floor. And then try again. So from the front, close off the flow of urine, hold it there for a second, move the contraction underneath you and behind, stop yourself from passing wind, hold for a second, and again, relax it back down. So trying it in a standing position is a way to make it tougher. Let's make it tougher one more time. Now we're going to really make this exercise a bit tougher. I want you to find a wall and lean against it like this. So you're going to put your back, your shoulders and your bottom against the wall and take your feet again about shoulder width apart. Now what we're going to do for this is we're going to squat down, then we're going to do our same contraction, release it and then come back up. So let's do this together. So you're going to start off like this, slide down the wall into a squat. Now we're in this position, horse riding stance. You're going to start by contracting the pelvic floor around the front, move it round behind you, right to the back passage, pull up on the back passage, hold for a second, and then relax the whole thing back down. So we're staying in this position, but the pelvic floor is relaxed. Then you can come back up and repeat. Now, there's quite a few things to wrap your head around here, But doing this about 10 times in a row is going to make a massive difference to how well you can contract it. So let's try again. Slide down, contract at the front, close off that flow at the front, move the contraction round underneath you behind, just like we did first time, close off the back passage, pull it up and hold, and then relax it all the way down. So drop that pelvic floor right down underneath you as much as you can relax it, and then come back up. 10 of those in a row. That's a brilliant way to get the coordination going. Let's have a look at the next stage. And by the way, if you're enjoying this routine so far, I've got tons more exercises to help you fix common aches, pains, and problems for people over 50 in my brand new book, Thriving Beyond 50. You can find the book in the description box below this video. So you're doing great so far, but let's build on what we've just done. And we're going to use a couple of pieces of kit for this. The first is a little ball. So I've got a Pilates ball, but you could use a football or even a folded up pillow would be fine. And I've got a resistance loop here. So a glute band is ideal, but you could use a resistance band tied in a loop if you want. We're going to start with the ball. So we're going to go back to the position we were in before on the wall like this. You want your feet probably about hip width apart this time, and just tuck that ball in between your knees. We're going to repeat the exact same thing, but this time we're also going to squeeze your knees together at the same time. So quite a few things going on at once, but this is how we build that coordination. So we're going to slide down the wall like this, squeeze the front of your pelvic floor, so close off that flow of urine, and squeeze the pillow or the towel or the ball, whatever you've got in between your knees. Now keep that contraction, move it underneath you, so move the pelvic floor contraction underneath you to your back passage. Close the back passage and squeeze for a second. Now I want you to focus on relaxing the pelvic floor whilst keeping that ball contracted. So we've still got the contraction here, but we're relaxing back here. And then you're going to come up and relax everything. Quite complex. Let me show you one more time. So we're going to slide down the wall, close off the front, then squeeze the ball. So we're squeezing everything. Keep the ball squeezed, move the contraction underneath you, close off the back passage, again, squeeze everything. Now we're going to keep the ball squeezed, but drop the pelvic floor down towards the floor. Once it's fully relaxed, then you're going to come back up. Really tough to try, but definitely worth it. If you find this really tough at first, don't worry, it will get easier with time. Let's try the next stage. So now we're going to lose the ball, but we're going to use the band. So instead of squeezing, this time we're going to be opening the legs. So slip your band on around your knees like this. Same position. You want your feet probably about shoulder width apart again. Have the band just above the knees like this. We're going to slide down. Squeeze the front of the pelvic floor, hold that contraction, and now push apart. So this will feel unnatural because you're trying to close your pelvic floor but open your legs. So you're activating your abductors. Keep the contraction on the pelvic floor, move it round and underneath you to your back passage, pull up, keep pushing out into the band, and now relax your pelvic floor without relaxing the band. So we want the pelvic floor to drop all the way down. Remember, that full relaxation is so important. And once we're fully relaxed there, we can come up and relax the legs as well. Now, it's such an effective little routine. You don't need to do tons of these. Somewhere between 5 and 10 repetitions in a row, a couple of times a day, will make a massive difference. I've got one more variation to show you, but before I show you, if you haven't already, please do hit that subscribe button, because then you'll be the first to hear about our new videos when they come out, and it really helps the channel grow. So thank you very much if you do that. So for the final variation here, all we're going to do is come away from the wall, keep your glute band, put it back around your legs like this, and we're going to do a full squat with nothing behind us, keeping a good upright posture, pushing the band apart and doing the pelvic floor at the same time. I know, it sounds difficult, but when you have mastered the first few steps, this is your natural progression. So you want your feet about shoulder width apart again. You're going to sink down into a squat, only as far as you feel you can go without rounding your spine. So I'm going to stop here. Pull your pelvic floor in, so we're going to squeeze the front. Now push your legs apart without losing that contraction. Now this is tough. You're going to hold the contraction at the front. Now bring it round and underneath you to your back passage. Squeeze your back passage. Stop yourself from passing wind. Now you're going to keep that contraction of your knees while you let the pelvic floor sink down towards the floor. Don't let your back round. It's really tough to get this all coordinated at the same time. And once your pelvic floor is fully relaxed, you can bring yourself back up. Again, 5 of those in a row, done several times per week probably is enough to make a huge difference. I hope you'll give that a try. If you do, drop a comment below and let us know what you thought of it. There's another video on the screen right now to help you with problems just like we've spoken about today. So click that if you're interested, and I'll see you again on the next one.